Why do you share your emotions only with the trusted ones? For example, you share your emotions with your best friend or with your mother or with your guru. Why don't you share your emotions, your important pieces of information with public? Why don't you simply write your emotions or important pieces of informations or your thoughts on Twitter and just tweet it for the public, or on your WhatsApp status and just share the status with every contact? Why don't you do that? And why do you share your piece of information with a very selected number of people, or sometime only with one person always? There is a deep reason behind it, because you trust that person with whom you are sharing your emotions or important pieces of informations. You have a trust that whatever you are sharing with that person would confine this information, emotion to him or herself only. He or she would not disseminate your emotions or your pieces of information with others. With this trust, you are sharing with that person. What if that person on whom you have trusted before sharing breaks your trust and share that pieces of information with others? What would you do there? Whatever you do, the most important thing will be that you will repent. You will regret that I should not have shared with him. Now tell me, why do we keep important pieces of information confined with selective people only? We share with only selective people because we trust them that whatever information we are sharing with them, they will not use this information against myself. For example, A is suffering from lung cancer. Now A shares this information with B that I am suffering from lungs cancer, and this is it. Now A, on a trust that B would not use this information against A, has shared this piece of information with B. Now what B do is, B intentionally smoke cigarette in the vicinity of A, so that A inhales the smoke and his or her lungs get deteriorated. Now A thinks that it is the habit of B to smoke, so that's why he is smoking here. Okay, but B already know that A is suffering from lungs, and with the intention that to deteriorate his or her lungs, B is intentionally smoking with the intention that A should die. So this is known as using the piece of information against that person. Had B not known the condition of A, then he could have smoked anywhere. Why he always chose to smoke in the vicinity of A? Just think upon it. That's why whatever pieces of information we share with someone, we share it with a belief that he or she not going to use this piece of information against me. And why do we want that with the person I am sharing this piece of information, he or she should not share it further with any third person? Why? Because at least we trust that person, that person will not share, will not use this piece of information against myself. But with the third person, that person is sharing our information, that third person may use such piece of information against us. That's why the most important piece of information or our emotion we share only with those people on whom we have to trust. First, that he or she will not going to share it with third person, and second, he or she will not going to use this piece of information against me. Now I just ask you a simple question: on whom in this world can you have trust? Can you have these two trusts before sharing your piece of information? Okay, the person with whom you are sharing your important piece of information is very kind and very helpful. So, yes, you can be sure that he or she would never use that information against me. But what if that person shares your information with third person, and that third person is your potential enemy? Means potential enemy means he is not your enemy right now, but in future there is a possibility that he or she may become your enemy. He is not your enemy now in the present, but in future on some worst occasion or due to some misunderstandings, that person may become your enemy in future. So There are two types of trusts that should be present in a person before sharing your important piece of information to be on a safest side. But it is very difficult to find such person. Now question arises, if you cannot find a person on whom you can put these two trusts, then what to do? With whom to share our informations? With whom to share our emotions? Without sharing of information, your faculty of expression, without expression you will be, without sharing your information you will be like, why not I am sharing, why not I am expressing? So with whom to share, to who we can express? If you get no trustworthy person, then only one option remains: just share it with yourself, just sing for yourself, just dance for yourself, just share the piece of information with yourself. That is the only option. And you know, yourself is the most trustworthy person in this entire universe, because whatever you share with yourself only remains to you forever. And if yourself, your inner self, wants to share it with any third person, then that will be in the supervision of you only. Means you have shared your pieces of information with B, but who knows that B may disseminate your information, B may share your information with third person. That is not under your, B is not always 24 hours in your supervision. You may meet B in your working hours or at evening time, but you are not with him 24 hours. But with your inner self you are always there. So your inner self is the most trustworthy person because you have 24 hours supervision on your inner self. I'm talking about you only. And when I talk about you only, your inner self, there comes the privacy. That's why in K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, the Supreme Court of India has put the right of fundamental, the right of privacy as a fundamental right. And in my considered opinion, fundamental right not only is fundamental right, privacy is not only a fundamental right, but also a birthright. Why? Why privacy is so important? Because for a person who cannot find any trustworthy person, the last option is to exercise his privacy and to share his thoughts and emotions with himself only. Now, there are various ways of expressing your thoughts and expression with your inner self. For example, you write a diary, you write your thoughts, your ideas, your information in that diary. That diary you are expressing for your inner self. You dance in the front of mirror. You dance in a front of mirror. Only you are watching. You are dancing for yourself. You are expressing in front of your inner self. Now, here comes the importance of privacy. Now, you don't want to express in front of any second person, you want to express only in front of yourself. So, if you are writing a diary, now you can exercise the right of privacy. You can freely say in the whole state of India, anywhere, that I have a fundamental right of privacy. You cannot see my diary without my consent. That is my privacy. I am exercising my fundamental right of privacy. This is the importance of privacy. This is the meaning of privacy. This is the philosophy behind privacy. Privacy gives importance to you, your inner self. You are supreme, your inner self is supreme for privacy. Privacy is the most respectful towards you. Even you can't find any respectful human being or animal towards you in comparison of privacy. So, in your room, only you are present. You have a full fundamental right of privacy that no one can enter my room without my consent. Only when I give my free consent, then only someone can enter my room. No one can even open my door and just stand outside and just look inside the room. No. Even for opening the door, you have to ask me, because this room belongs to me and I have the fundamental right of privacy. So, again, ask this question to yourself, to your inner self. On what surety can I share my emotions with someone so that he or she confine that information among us and would keep it confidential? Subscribe if you find this video helpful and share this video.